What's good, fam? My name is Joe and welcome to Illuminati Iron, where we train with, test, and review high-quality gym equipment and accessories. We're partnering with the best companies, brands, and people. And unfortunately, in the garage, we ran out of space. As they said back in Nam, if you build it, they will come. So we built a backyard extension to the gym right here behind me. We're gonna show you how we went from this to this. Let's talk about it.
As you can see, it's an absolute war zone back here. Enough is enough, it's time for a change, and so we're going to start by replacing the roof, identifying all problem areas beforehand, inspecting it, seeing what we're working with, and for years now the roof has been leaking. So we need to replace the entire roof. First off, getting on top, taking off all the nails, all the rolls, and of course all the tar paper that lies underneath. Seeing exactly what we're working with before we go to Home Depot, we want to see how much damage is done and what type of materials we're going to need to get for the replacement. As you can see with the wood here, it is rotting, there's a lot of water damage, it's time to replace it and get all these wooden boards up. As we removed everything off the roof, our goal was to try to keep and reuse as many of the materials as possible. As many of you watching know, home improvement projects can get very expensive very quickly. When it came to the metal drip edge, some of the tar paper, the plywood, even hell, some of the nails, we wanted to try to reuse it as we rebuilt the roof. Unfortunately, as you can see, no way, Jose. Absolute trash. There was only one section of the plywood here that we could actually keep and reuse. Outside of that, man, everything had to go, ripping everything up. It felt good, but man, I knew when I got to Home Depot, I was gonna have to pay the man, and I was scared. A couple hours in, our friendly neighbor Uncle Phil came outside to say hello, gave a friendly wave, and watched the show. For those that don't know, Uncle Phil is an OG. He's one of the few people that helped the previous owner build this backyard patio and put it all together. And we asked him out of curiosity, Uncle Phil, when did you guys build this? When did this first come up? He looked at us, gave a smile, tip of the cap, and he said, 25 years ago, gentlemen. I couldn't believe it. 25 years this thing had been standing. I was impressed, but hey, it needed to be replaced. Thank God we're doing it now. The show must go on. So in good spirits, we made our way over to Home Depot for the first batch, right? The first wave of materials for the project. Laying some lumber and inspecting some high quality wood, we got everything we needed and then loaded it onto the cart. We then made our way over to grab some tar paper and some roofing rolls. With some roofing nails, we decided to rent a nail gun to make our job in life easier. Unfortunately, the nail gun was trash and did not work. We had to return it, and we ended up checking out and making our way back over to Forrest's truck. Loaded everything into this bad boy here, feeling good, morale was high, and we drove back to the house. To our surprise, the foundation, the structure, the beams itself actually looked pretty good. The only area that needed to be swapped out was the corner. So with new wood, we installed a hurricane bracket for support. As you can see, the old wood was rotted through, hammered that in, looking strong, looking good. Back on the roof, we're using a skill saw here to cut out a straight line so that we can properly lay down all the 3/4 of an inch plywood. Using a hammer here to get it into position. My only goal as we were loading this plywood up onto the roof was just not to fall. You hear horror stories all the time of people falling off the roof and having life-changing injuries. We didn't need it today. I don't think anyone ever needs it, but we were extra careful, got everything up safely, lined up, it was oddly satisfying, and now it was time to hammer away. Prior to installing the drip edge and tar paper, I was given the order to sweep the deck of all debris. Aye, sir. Once it cleared inspection, we installed the drip edge. Looking fresh, looking nice, the roof is coming along. After installing the drip edge, it was time to lay out the tar paper. Things were going just too easy though. As Murphy's Law states, anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. And boom, the elements pick up here. We get everything under control. It felt good to overcome that obstacle. And once we got the tar paper down, we were smooth sailing, the wind died down, and we just hammered away. For those wondering, as per the official definition, tar paper is a heavy-duty paper used in construction. Tar paper is made by impregnating paper with tar, producing a waterproof material useful for roof construction. After the tar paper, we hauled up the heavy roofing rolls and laid everything out. Like the tar paper, you want to stagger or have the roofing rolls overlap one another. Therefore, when it rains, since the roof is at a slight decline, the rain can continuously travel off the roof and not get underneath the roofing materials, therefore protecting the wood. We hammered everything down and voila, she's looking marvelous. The roof is complete. Now it was time to address the disaster, or the war zone that was still sitting underneath the roof. Even with the tarp protecting the equipment underneath, it was great knowing that the roof was actually doing its job. No drips, no leaks, everyone's loving that, and piece by piece, I prepped the space. Cleaning everything out from underneath the roof here, it was great pulling back the tarp and seeing that none of the gym equipment was damaged. At the time of filming this video, there had been a lot of storms in San Diego, a lot of rain, and everything was in immaculate condition. After a little construction cleanup and sweeping, I then whipped out the almighty leaf blower. Anyone who has a home gym knows this is a non-negotiable. It's a life-changing tool. Since this rack is too tall for the extension, it's going inside.
If you haven't already, drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. We're not looking for any donations. There's no GoFundMe. I'm not looking for a Hawk Tua. If you see that subscribe button, you can do me a favor and just click on that thing. It'd mean the world to our team. You feel me?
In a recent YouTube video, we make a huge change, switch things up, and bring in a new rack to Illuminati iron. While I was traveling in Brazil, I managed to pull off one of the biggest robberies of the 21st century. I stole a Sorinex Apex rack. We build the rack, the good, the bad, the ugly, what can it do, pros, cons, and of course, some gripes or some chaos that ensues post-installation. We go into all that into the YouTube video, check it out. In addition, a recent gym tour video just launched as well. 9 months ago, I posted my last gym tour, had to give you guys an update here, so check out both YouTube videos, links in the description box below. Back to Home Depot. One trip is just never enough. Now it's time to build the wall. Securing the base plate into the ground using concrete screws, now we could build the wall by getting these 3 studs up, right? 3 2x4s, all vertically fitted into the structure. We would now lay 1/2-inch plywood across these 3 studs, and our focus was to really build a stable, secure wall that'd be able to withstand the elements, the wind, and anything that gets thrown at it. Putting up this first wall definitely took more time than previously anticipated. With some attention to detail markings and measurements and running some hiccups with some funky cuts, man, it took about an extra hour or two, but once the wall was up, dude, we were pleased as punch, very happy with how it came out, just admiring our work here for a couple minutes post-completion. It was now time to lay down multiple coats of premium Bare Ultra weatherproof paint. We also picked up some rubber flooring in the process, and now with the second wall, all we had to do was build the first wall again, and we had a plan. We knew how to execute. We probably shaved off 2 to 3 hours on the second wall, so that felt good. We stuck with the base plate, got the 3 studs up pretty quickly, and then we knew how to make the funky cuts on the 1/2-inch plywood. While Forrest laid down the hammer and instilled the fear of God into each one of these nails, I did what I knew how to do best. That was laying down some paint here, popping top, soaking in that vitamin D. It felt good. Teamwork makes the dream work. Boom. Second wall complete. Look at that. An absolute work of art. And last but not least, it was time to clean the floor, getting rid of all that dirt, grime, and filth. Making measurements and cuts, I installed the rubber flooring, and I am proud to introduce, after blood, sweat, and tears, the Illuminati Iron Extension.
We put a lot of work into building this gym extension. There's no way I could have pulled it off without the help of the Illuminati Iron Infantry, specifically Jack and Forrest. Absolute pros in the construction business. Much love, gentlemen. Now that the gym extension is complete, many of you watching maybe think that we'll be slowing down a bit, just taking our foot off the gas pedal. Unfortunately, you would be mistaken. You would be incorrect. We are expanding again. Make moves or die trying. Illuminati Iron is making some huge moves that you are not going to be able to comprehend. You cannot fathom what's coming. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can be the first to know when the news drops. Remember, stay after it and sweat those demons.